The biggest threats to early retirement aren't financial, they're emotional. Loss of purpose, loss of identity, boredom, isolation. These are the traps that sneak up on people who did everything right financially and then wonder why retirement doesn't feel the way they imagined. Today, we're talking about the emotional side of early retirement and how to build a life that actually feels full, meaningful, and worth waking up for. Hi, welcome back. My husband and I retired early at 53 and 55. This video is part 3 of a 3-part series about protecting your retirement from every angle: financial, life event, and emotional. Part 1 was about the financial killers: market timing, lifestyle creep, and helping adult children. And part 2 focused on life event shocks: divorce, longevity, and healthcare. And today we're talking about what happens after the spreadsheets are done, when the real work of retirement begins. So let's begin with the biggest surprise of all: the loss of purpose after retirement. Freedom feels incredible until you realize that nothing is pulling you forward. No one really warns you about this part of retirement. At first, it feels amazing. No alarm clocks, no meetings, no deadlines. But then quietly, something shifts. You wake up one morning and realize that no one needs you anywhere that day. No one's waiting for your input. No one is expecting you to show up. And while that sounds like freedom, for a lot of people, it slowly turns into emptiness. Purpose isn't just about being busy. It's about feeling useful, feeling engaged, and feeling like your days matter. Research shows that retirees without a sense of purpose are more likely to experience depression, cognitive decline, and a lower life satisfaction. And this isn't weakness, it's human nature. Work gave us structure. Retirement asks us to create it. And purpose doesn't magically appear just because you have time. It has to be designed. So if you don't shape your days will shape you. When my husband and I retired, we realized pretty quickly that rest is wonderful, but rest alone isn't fulfilling. Purpose doesn't mean replacing work with another job. It means choosing things that give your life rhythm and meaning. For us, that looked like movement, learning, and creativity. Things that made us feel alive, not obligated. And the question that changed everything was this: how do we want our days to feel? Not productive, not impressive, but meaningful. When you build your life around how you want to feel, energized, connected, curious, purpose starts to grow naturally. But even when you find purpose, there's another layer that catches people off guard, and that's identity loss. Who am I without my job? For decades, your job answered that question: who are you? Retirement brings that question back, and for most of our lives, our identity is wrapped around what we do. You introduce yourself by your job. People respect you because you have a title. And you feel competent because you know what you're doing. And then it's gone. And no one tells you how disorienting that can feel. You're not missing work. You're missing the confidence, the recognition, and the sense of contribution. And this shows up quietly. Start feeling restless, feeling unproductive, feeling invisible in conversations, and wondering if your best years are behind you. That internal questioning can be uncomfortable, but it's also an opportunity. You didn't lose your identity. You're finally free to redefine it. But even with purpose and identity, there's one more trap that quietly erodes happiness, and that's isolation and shrinking social circles. Your social world shrinks faster than your portfolio, unless you protect it. When you retire early, your social environment changes overnight. Work gave us daily interactions, even if we didn't realize it, and retirement removes that instantly. And if you're not careful, your world gets smaller without you even noticing. You rely more on your partner for social connection. You see friends less because they're still working. and you hesitate to reach out because you don't want to bother people. So isolation usually doesn't feel dramatic, but it feels quiet. And over time, that quiet can turn into loneliness. Human connection is just as important to long-term health as diet and exercise, and it requires just as much intention. The good news is that connection can be rebuilt at any age, but it has to be intentional. Connection doesn't happen accidentally in retirement. You have to create it. The happiest retirees aren't the ones with the biggest portfolio. They're the ones with the strongest relationships. Connection comes from shared experiences, not conveniences. And that might mean joining groups, not just hobbies, scheduling social time instead of waiting for it to happen, and building friendships across generations. It might feel awkward at first, especially if you have spent decades with built-in work relationships, but it's worth it. And you didn't retire to shrink your life, you retired to expand it. Purpose, identity, and connection. These three things determine whether early retirement feels empty or deeply fulfilling. And that's why this part of the series matters so much. In part one, we focused on protecting the numbers, the financial killers that can quietly drain your portfolio if you're not prepared. And in part two, we focused on protecting your stability, the life events that can shake even the strongest plans. And here in part three, we're protecting you, the person who actually has to wake up and live this life every single day. Now, I want to be very clear about something. We know this series is not a complete list of every way that retirement can go in the wrong direction. Life is complicated, people are complicated, health changes, relationships evolve, priorities shift, and retirement looks different for everyone. But these are the risks that we see come up again and again, the ones that people don't talk about enough, the ones that catch retirees off guard after the spreadsheets are done. These are the quiet risks, the internal risks, the ones that don't show up in a Monte Carlo simulation. And if you've ever talked to someone who retired early and quietly admits, "I thought it would feel better than this," these are usually the reasons. Because here's the truth that no one really prepares you for. You can retire early with all the money in the world and still feel lost if you don't know who you are without work. And you can have freedom from a job and still feel trapped by boredom, isolation, and a lack of direction. You can reach financial independence and still feel emotionally unsettled if you don't intentionally build a life around what matters now. Retirement isn't just a financial transition. It's an identity shift. It's an emotional shift. It's a lifestyle shift. And those shifts don't fix themselves just because you finally have time. My husband and I learned that retirement doesn't automatically give your life meaning. You have to design it. You get to choose how your day feels. You get to decide what gets your energy now. And you get to figure out who you are when no one needs your resume anymore. And that can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you have spent decades being productive, responsible, and busy. But it can also be incredibly freeing. This stage of life isn't about proving anything. It's not about titles or achievements or climbing ladders. It's about alignment. It's about waking up and knowing why your day matters, even if no one is grading you, promoting you, or paying you for it. And if you're somewhere in the middle of this transition, maybe excited, maybe uncertain, maybe even a little uneasy, that's normal. You're not behind, you're not doing it wrong. You're just learning how to live differently. If this series resonated with you, please take a second to like this video. It really does help get this message out in front of other people who are quietly wondering if early retirement is really all it's cracked up to be. And if you're planning your own early retirement, or you're already there and figuring out this next chapter in real time, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We talk about the real side of retirement here, Not just the math, but the life. And before you go, I'd really love to hear from you. Which part of this series hit home the most for you? Was it the financial risks, the life event shocks, or the emotional side we talked about today? Drop a comment below. We read every single one of them. Thanks for spending this time with us, and we'll see you in the next video.